Well, hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Take 10 with Shane and Michelle. And we have an exciting topic to talk about. Everybody's talking about it in the Disney community. And that is all of the fun announcements that just happened at D23 in Anaheim, I think just 2 short weeks ago. And Shane and I were chatting. We're like, well, gosh, Shane, rather than just you and I talking to each other, let's invite some other Disney lovers into the conversations.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have Emma. Emma, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Emma. I'm a former cast member. In 2019, I did safety engineering and a Disney lover at heart and part of an entire Disney family.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. And Emma, I'm going to plug you right now back. I don't know the episode number because Shane and I stopped numbering after like 7 or 8.
Yes.
We're up to 195 now, I think. But we had a few months ago, you and your husband Logan, to talk about becoming a grand marshal at the parade in the Magic Kingdom. And that is a fantastic episode. We're going to put a link to that. So we want folks to check that out as well. Cool. And then Miss Cheryl, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Cheryl. I'm from Georgetown, Massachusetts. And oddly enough, I met Shane and Michelle during COVID on online, kind of like this. We had a Sunday night Zoom where we would talk about Disney related things. And since then, we've become great friends and we see each other when I'm in Florida. And I actually am leaving tomorrow morning on a 6
I
a.m.
was going to say, which is very often. I think you're almost a Florida resident, Cheryl.
We're getting close. We're hoping to be in 5 years. So
yeah, that was an interesting time. Hey, online is not just for dating. You can make friends online, everybody. That's what I tell people. I've made so many new friends online in 2020 and 2021 because of us being connected this way. So yeah, well, let's go ahead. Let's get started. I would say almost a year ago, I think it was Josh D'Amoro, president of, all parks. I don't know his official title. It's got a Parks and Experiences and Disney Products, announced that the Walt Disney Company was going to pump in billions of dollars into the parks division. So for all of the Disney fans out there, now we did not know at that time exactly what they were talking about. And if you recall, when they were teasing out at the last D23, they were about as vague can get. They were telling everybody just enough to get people talking, but they weren't committing to anything. Well, the times have changed, everybody, and we've got concrete information.
Holy moly. Yeah, Josh is chairman Disney Experiences of the Walt Disney Company. So I haven't seen him in any of the parks yet. I know I keep seeing people on Facebook who see them.
Everybody runs into him. Why have we not? And I'm telling you what, he has been there when we've been there, because we will see other people post the same day. So
why don't we start, since Cheryl's got our Animal Kingdom ears on, why don't we start at Animal Kingdom?
I love that. Well, I've got news here. Does anyone want to? I'll tee the first one up, and then you guys can talk about it. We'll just
I'm so excited. They've needed to do some things at Animal Kingdom for a while, so I
agree 100%. The last big thing they've done has been Avatar, right?
Yeah.
And the newest land, RIP Dino Land USA, but we've got a new land coming in called Tropical Americas. And it is going to obviously include a very, very loved attraction. This was a rumor on the West Coast, and that's Indiana Jones. Now, nobody has said, has anyone heard? I don't know if it's an exact replica of that ride or not.
Michelle, I can kind of add some color to that, I think, just from understanding a little bit more about the attraction. So in essence, Dinosaur is actually the same ride as Indiana Jones in Disneyland. And so it's very cool. They're just going to be retrofitting Dinosaur to be themed Indiana Jones because the ride already exists in Disneyland. It's the same exact layout.
Okay. Well, hey, if you can retrofit existing, that will definitely, hopefully make it a little bit easier. But I have to tell you, Emma, when I went out to Disneyland and we went on the theming, that's pretty involved.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. But when you consider the ride vehicle, you can kind of notice some similarities with, it being the Jeep versus the time machine. Similar to like when you're going through the entrance, like with the beginning of the ride, it's pretty similar. Like if you were to compare ride throughs of each attraction, they'd be pretty similar.
Okay. All right. Well, that's super exciting. And welcome, Dreama. Thank you for joining us. Do you mind just doing a short, like who you are and where you're from? The other ladies introduce themselves.
Oh, okay. I am Dreama Rice. I am from Columbus, Ohio.
All right. And a Disney lover.
Yes.
That's why we're here. You've had some multiple talks. Yeah, well, you've had some great trips this year. I followed along. Well, we've started in Animal Kingdom, Tropical America. What do you guys, and I'll talk about the second attraction in a minute. What do you guys think about Dino Land going away? Any thoughts?
The only time I went over there was to go on the dinosaur ride. But that is also, if anybody knows, that's one of those hidden bar locations at the restaurant right across from the dinosaur. There's a great little hidden bar back there, hidden gym. But those are the two things that I went to in there.
Yeah, they took out that primeval whirl, which I say good riddance to that coaster. It's just, I don't know. I saw a lot of kids back in that area. They had the bone digging area. It made you feel like a little throwback to the old carnival days. There are games, things like that. I don't know. I personally, bye-bye.
Rest in peace. Move on.
There is a second big attraction coming in there, and that's based on Encanto.
Oh, I know.
So I think it'll be over the top good. I haven't read any details about that. Do you know anything about it?
They're calling it Costa Madrigal. Like you know how good I am at butchering things. Madrigal from Encanto.
Madrigal.
Thank you. Following through Antonio's story on the day after he received his magical gift.
Okay.
So, and they're going to have a beautiful carousel there. I mean, the land looks amazing. I mean, I think it's going to add a lot.
That's what I'm looking forward to over there. Just because we very rarely turn right. We will turn right if we want to go to the Finding Nemo stage show, which we enjoy that. But very rarely do we go beyond Dinosaur and go back in there. So I'm looking forward to that.
So here's a quiz. Does anybody know when it's supposed to be done?
Yes. Do you guys know?
2027.
Right.
Wow.
2027. So it is 2024. So that's 3 years. So that's
Disney's not on the they don't keep their contractors on speed dial, that's for sure. For anything. There is one other thing that was announced for Animal Kingdom. Does anybody remember what that is?
Is that Zootopia?
That's Zootopia, Cheryl. Do you recall where that's going to be?
I don't. What is
it? It is taking over what I believe, because they called it the Tree of Life. I believe Bugs Life will be going away, and they will put in Zootopia. I love Zootopia. I think it is an underrated film. When I was in, I think was it in Shanghai? They just added a Zootopia. Was not anywhere close to open. They were just talking about it when I was there, and I think they've done a whole Zootopia land. So,
the Bugs Life has been there, I think, since it opened. So I think it's time maybe for just a remix of that whole that whole thing. But it'll still be the Tree of Life with all the carvings and everything on it. So,
and I think they're altering the nighttime show to be more Zootopia themed as well.
On the projections,
right, to incorporate
yeah,
a little bit more. But that'll be quite a lot of green fencing for some time.
Here's my prediction. With those investments and those new like headliner attractions, I think we're going to see Animal Kingdom with longer hours again, because right now it closes at 5 o'clock most nights. Yep. And I think with these two new lands, they're gonna it can be more of a full day park.
I think that's hurting their numbers though too, because like not being able to go into Pandora at night, like it is such a different experience after dark. And we haven't, I don't even know the last time it was open at night late enough to go in there and experience that, but it was incredible. Like that was a totally different land after dark, and you just can't see that. You can't experience, you can't hear that now.
Dreama, I am so glad you brought that up. I hadn't been thinking about that, because you are right. That is it. To be honest, I prefer it at night. It is so cool.
So that's one of my tips that I always say. Don't stand in that line during the day. Don't waste your time standing in Pandora's line during the day. Go right before it closes. Grab a drink there. One of my favorite drinks there with the bobo balls.
Grab a drink. Blossom chain. Yeah.
Oh, the night blossom. Oh my gosh, Emma, that's my favorite. Oh, grab a night blossom, get in line at whenever 5 minutes before it closes. And then when you come out, what I like is exactly what Dreama said. It's quiet. The people have like all gone away, and you can hear and you can see, and it's giving me goosebumps thinking about it.
The sounds are just amazing. And yeah, and you don't even have to go on the ride. Just experience the Pandora. So that's my prediction. Animal Kingdom at least till 8 o'clock.
Do you know when Zootopia is going to open?
Didn't see any information on that.
Emma?
Not sure. Probably
2025. So
that's coming up then. That's not the
that. And you're exactly right, Emma. They're the show and all of that is, I think, supposed to be done in winter of 2025.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
What new photo pass like magic shots will be out in the front then to combine that. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
that will be.
You know what?
Okay, Emma, pick our next park.
Probably my favorite park is between Magic Kingdom and Epcot's, but I'm gonna go with Magic Kingdom.
Let's talk Magic Kingdom. It is big announcements in this park, right? They were coming. Emma, what was one that got you excited? Because I've got about three big ones that were announced.
The most, I think, controversial one that I've seen pop up now that it's been announced is the alleged removal of Tom Sawyer Island to take place with, I believe, Cars Land.
Yes, they're going to remove Tom Sawyer's Island and the riverboat.
Correct.
But can I tell you, I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but it's like once they decide to X the land, then all of the ghosts comes out of the woodwork, and they love it now. Like, where is Tom Sawyer going? I've seen that like so many times now. I can tell you, Michelle, I have only been on that boat once when I was when Jack was there or whatever, when we were going with that. Otherwise, I've never even gone over to that other side. All the years I've gone. Has anybody here?
Have you not done the raft over to Tom Sawyer's Island and walked around on the island? I know we did the big boat, but no, you haven't. Okay.
Has anybody here? What's the average here?
I think I did it as a kid. We got to enjoy it as a family, but other than that, I haven't been drawn to go over there when there's so much to do with such little time when you have a park day at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I know Kevin had taken Kyle over there, and every time we go, he wants to go over there. And it's like a good 2-hour minimum. And Kevin never wants to waste the time over there. But Kyle loves it because it's, exploration, and it's kind of like the Swiss Family Treehouse, which he also really likes. And I think you could spend hours over there.
Yeah, I've been a few times. We took the kids when they were little. I would say I've been 4 times, 5 max, but it hasn't been recently for sure. Dreama, do you guys ever go over on your trips?
I think maybe we've gone once, and I don't remember for sure. It's just, and we were talking about that the last time we were down, that it's just like Cheryl's saying, it's just a huge chunk of time real estate that, hey, we could be doing this, this, and this, and we just don't, there's not enough over there to draw us in.
Well, what do we think about cars? And it's interesting. I'm going to use the word Cars Land. They haven't committed to that.
No,
Right.
They're calling it Cars. And well, I have to tell you, Cars Land in Disneyland is my favorite land of any Disney park I've ever been to. The most immersive. They knocked it out of the park with that one. Let's talk about
who's been to the Cars in California.
So all of us, Cheryl, you've not been to Disneyland.
Cheryl, you haven't
right?
Been.
They have not been to
Disney Cars.
Yeah. Dreama has.
I'm dying to go back. Michelle doesn't know the backstory. So my family is actually from California.
Oh.
I'm the only one that was born in Ohio.
I did not know that.
That was not just my first time at Disneyland, but my first trip to California.
Wow. And you guys just went.
Yeah. And we are dying to go back. We absolutely loved it.
Yes. I love Disneyland.
It was gorgeous during the sunset. It was going down and the lights over the land. It was absolutely amazing.
It's so amazing. It's so wonderful. So bringing Cars to Frontierland. Now I'm listening to the podcast and I'm looking, or tuning into some YouTubers, and people are all over the map with whether Cars belongs in Frontierland with what Walt Disney World has made. What do you ladies think about that in terms of maintaining the character of the land?
Well, I guess when I originally heard that it was going there, all I could think of is, the desert, right? Because you have Big Thunder Mountain sort of behind it, with desert-like landforms and whatnot. So that's the connection that I made to why it was there. I don't know if that's the real reason.
No, that's a good one. They say it's going to be an off-road vehicle ride. The 2 attractions or 2 rides. One is an off-road trackless. They're going trackless with a lot of the newer things all over the world with the technology. So that'll be more of a, I don't know what it'll be. They're not putting radiator or racer springs in, they're not doing that.
It looks like it's just called Pixar's with apostrophe S Cars is what it is.
All right. So that's it.
Being transformed to Pixar's Cars.
All right.
So I think that's exciting. I
love it. It needs something.
Yeah.
I think back there, it just needs more things to draw. Well, really suck in the crowds, right? More big attractions. There's going to be another ride there for younger kids. They haven't really said much about it. So yeah, Cars. No date, Shane, on that one.
Nope, I don't see a date on Cars.
They said they put out there. They go, we're not committing to anything.
The way they worded and what you touched on, it's not going to be Radiator Springs Racers,
right?
Because they have said it will be a Cars ride and a family-friendly ride. which, you know, is making it sound it's going to be a thrill ride. And
It's
how
yes.
far are they going to go that way is what I'm curious about.
Well, I was listening to a podcast earlier, just as I was doing some little things around the house today, and these guys were saying that, yeah, that one with the off-roading and it's gonna be thrilling.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna make it all that. So I think that's really exciting. I have no affinity to Tom Sawyer Island. I have a little bit of affinity to the riverboat because my son was, you know, a riverboat captain, but he doesn't work because that used to be part of Liberty Square as the land. They have taken, Emma, you probably know this, they took that away recently and put it as a Frontierland attraction. So if you are a cast member trained in Adventureland, you cannot work the boat anymore. And so he's no longer on the boat, which was kind of fun for him to do that.
All right, let's get.
I just want to put it out there, you know, just saying maybe a good guess. I have a feeling that attraction may be Mater themed. Like you're in a car and Mater's helping you out, and it may be similar to like Remy's, you know, attraction. I could see it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Emma, you said it here, and then in 10 years when Disney finishes it, we will have to talk about it.
Let's hope it's not that long.
I don't know. They're up in their game. We all know why they're up in their game, because Epic Universe is going to be all that and more, and Disney has to stay with it. They have to stay with it. Okay.
All right, get to the good stuff.
Go, Shane, announce it.
Villains. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, they have needed this for so long.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks absolutely amazing. And again,
Villains Land. Where's it at, Shane? Where's it going to be exactly? Do you know that?
I'm not sure.
Behind Big Thunder Mountain. So
oh, okay. I just saw that.
Yes. Okay. They have quite the land and acreage back there. If you look at any I was actually asking Jack about that. If you look at like the whatever the plans or the plots, I'm totally butchering how you talk about all these things, the map of it. It extends all the way back to that Floridian Way. Shane, you know, when we drive behind Magic Kingdom, and we go over that, because there's not a lot of people know about that road if you're coming from West Clock, where the cast members are. They've got that land from Big Thunder. It goes all the way back. So they've got a heck of a lot of acreage to work with. And
do we know much about it?
Other than it's villains themed.
A villain's dark ride.
Okay.
A villain's coaster, a restaurant.
Oh.
So, and it is, and shops right there. And you're exactly right. It kind of goes around in that area, kind of like a C behind that area that you're talking about.
I wonder if it'll be character dining back there.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
That would be great. Disney, I have one piece of advice for you with this new restaurant. Forget whatever, character dining, not character dining, you know best. Here's what you need to do. Could we have some good food in Magic Kingdom, please?
Exactly.
Amen.
Could we have a good sit down, good food restaurant? That's all I've got to say about it for that. Okay. So it's going to be great. It's a little controversial, the Villains Land. Not Disney doing one. Disney putting one in Magic Kingdom. And so we'll see. I mean, hey, I think it's great. They've got the land. I think they'll do it. I think they'll do a great job with it.
I haven't seen any dates on that one either.
No, I wrote down that they have said no dates. They're not committing to that one either.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that the Villains Land, remember, was going to be like a fifth gate. They talked about where it was going to be its own park at one point. So this is more achievable for Disney to do it this way. So
I have a question on that though for the group. Do folks think that Magic Kingdom will be more of a 2-day park now with all the new attractions? you know, I don't know about everybody else, but when I go to Magic Kingdom, I feel pretty fatigued at the end of the day with just trying to get done with the rides that are there now. So is it going to become something where you prioritize like half the park one day and the other half another?
Potentially, with a lot of those,
I think it's a great question, Emma, really, because
Yeah.
when I go there, I never get on. I love Seven Dwarfs Mine Ride, but I never can get on that one. So,
Yep.
you know, just like you were saying, Cheryl, we didn't prioritize going to Tom Sawyer's because at 2 hours, we would much rather stand in line to try to do one of the other roller coasters. So you're right, Emma. That's why we got an annual pass, Emma. You're going to have to get one.
For sure. And they're going to have to change the parade route. Like if you flash back to that Grand Marshal episode, I think we mentioned where you actually collect for that festival parade, or Festival Fantasy Parade. It's right there near Big Thunder Mountain, or even back near what's now Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So they may have to adjust that parade route and where
yes, the podcast that I listened to today said they will have to. They were talking about that as somebody who was with the marching band when they had to start the parade by Tiana's Bayou, right? It's the only way they can come out.
Yep.
And so they will,
every single parade that they do, they may have to completely adjust where that starts. And especially around Halloween time, I'm interested to see how the Villains Land gets incorporated into how maybe things get, like if there's an overlay, like a Hocus Pocus overlay down there or something like that. So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's real. That was the other thing. Again, like I say, I was listening in the background and they talked about that. The con of it, they were talking about the pros and the cons, was that something focused on villains is all year Halloween feel. Yet they put a lot of effort into this party during party time. So how will that, will it be, a big part of the party, or will it, because it's all year villain, not be? So we'll just have to wait and see. Again.
All right. I got a question. Do we know what tavern is going to be opening in Magic Kingdom?
It's like Pirates.
Yes.
That's
right.
Yes. Right across from Pirates. Yeah. The pirate.
And family friendly, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have no doubt that it'll be family friendly for sure.
That's needed to happen too for a long time. So.
And they have that old area that they don't use anymore. It's probably going in where they did those pirate makeovers. So I think that's the space they're using for the little, lounge or whatever they're calling it.
And then do we know where the other lounge announcement was? Do you know where that one is?
In Magic Kingdom?
No, and it's not in Magic Kingdom, but there's one more lounge that they announced.
I do.
Emma, at Dream. Anybody else?
Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth. They're doing a new one there too.
Yeah. Like, I'm not quite sure about that one. Pirates sounds cool.
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, why Epcot and why Spaceship Earth?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be something Dreama, just because of if you recall, they scrapped the reimagined Spaceship Earth plans, right? Too much money, COVID, lost all that money. It was a pre-COVID project. And it was, I think right now it's supposed to be like done. It's going to take like 2.5 years. And I think they're just trying to give a little love there. Maybe. I don't know. I'll keep an open mind on it. It
looks nice though. It looks like another good place to go sit down and relax.
That I love.
It's supposed to open in 2025 too.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we have one other big Magic Kingdom announcement, guys. And this was the one I was most excited about.
What you got, girl?
Nobody?
You go.
The nighttime parade, Disney Starlight.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had a nighttime parade at Disney in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I thought they potentially were gone forever, but no, they are coming back next summer. So summer of 2025, Disney Starlight Parade. So it's not like they're shaking the dust off the old, we get like they repurpose everything, right? They brought the electrical light one here because they pulled it from Disneyland. Some people said, what is it? Emma, you know, the color the night or paint the night. Is that the one at Disneyland they had at night?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think you're talking about.
Yeah, I thought, oh, they'll pull that one. They are doing a brand new nighttime parade. It is one of our best family memories. When we first started going, they had a parade called Spectre Magic. Does anybody remember Spectre Magic?
Loved it.
If Dreama, if you don't remember, play the soundtrack. You will be hooked forever,
it's
girl.
so good.
It was, we would go, like, we were mesmerized. I have pictures. The kids were just sitting on the curb, just staring. And then we went back every night to it, every single night. We loved it so much. And so I'm super excited. Now, it's, you know, that's the pros. The cons are, who knows what time it's going to be. And, you know, post firework. Was it always before fireworks or after?
No, they had one after fireworks because we would stay later and do the later one when all the kids were gone.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll be curious to see that if they do two, they do one, how they're going to do that for crowd control, right? It's always the crowd control.
But if you think about it, like all the lighting has changed so much, all the lighting, you know, technology, I bet it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And Emma, your point earlier, I mean, just the routing, they're going to have to, you know, it's not business as usual for the nighttime parade once they do that.
Next park?
Studios. Hollywood Studios has one major one. And let me tell you right now, if he's even listening, Rob, AKA one of our handlers, AKA the husband, announced this attraction years ago. He said, I cannot believe that they have not come up with a Monsters, Inc. coaster-like attraction based on the doors, you know, the whatever. He said, it's coming. And I went, yeah, whatever. Voila. Here it comes.
You had to know that was coming. Like, that was like one of those things. As soon as you watch that movie, you're like, how are they going to do that in a ride?
Shane, yes. But then I lost hope because I'm like, what are they waiting on? So yeah, Monsters, Inc. Don't know a whole lot about it other than it's going to be a coaster-like thing. It's going to have something to do with like the doors. No date on that or where. Did they say anything about where?
I think there's some chatter about where they don't want it to go, like in terms of fans. I saw a really nice tribute to Muppet Vision 3D and just a call to action of like, please don't intend to remove Muppet Vision 3D after all these years. And they actually suggested a few other locations that were like adjacent to it that I guess that group knew that there was some real estate to be had. So I don't think they know exactly where it's going to go, but I do think folks think that Muppets is on the chopping block.
And I think you're right, Emma, because when you look at the drawing of like where it is, you're exactly right. It looks like that building, like in your mind when you go around that corner and you're walking to Star Wars, it looks like that building right there with the Muppet Vision.
Right. And that was one of the last projects that Jim Henson really worked on before he passed. So I think there's a bit of sentimental value in terms of his legacy with it, even though I think the collective group would agree that, you know, it could use a refresh or, you know, it's definitely one of those original attractions. And, you know, based on the other announcements, could understand if it's the Tom Sawyer Island of Hollywood Studios.
Well, you know what, Emma, maybe what they'll do is, and I love the Muppet franchise, right? I love that it's tied to, Shane, I know you have a special affinity to Muppets. And so maybe, you know, Muppets reimagined with what they could do, even if they do need to take that building, which they very may well need to do for this, they could rethink Muppets. So that's great. And then, you know, Hollywood Studios has had so much other things pumped into it. There's only one other thing that was announced that I saw, and that was in Galaxy's Edge. They're going to have a new mission for the Millennium Falcon. So with Mando and Grogu.
Yay!
So that'll be fun. It'll be fun to have something different there. That's not something I go on very much unless we're taking new people to the park. We'll go.
I go every time. So sorry
you
about
go?
your luck, girl. I love it.
Yeah, it's okay for me. But it'll be fun to have a new mission for sure.
We
What
actually
is
went on
everyone's
we went
favorite?
on Star Tours the last time, and it was a new
Oh,
mission
okay.
too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that one I could. If that they pulled that out of the park, I would say R.I.P. I don't care.
My mom would agree with you, Michelle. But I wanted to ask, like, what is everyone's favorite job when flying the Millennium Falcon? Because mine is the engineer, naturally, because I'm an engineer in real life.
The gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hit the buttons. I'm not good. I'm not good at the driving. Joe,
You don't want to
Joe's
be the
gamer.
pilot, Shane.
Joe and Michaela's the pilots.
Yeah,
not
they
me.
don't.
I
I
just
crash
don't.
it.
Yeah.
I've been the pilot.
Yeah, I'm
You guys are
definitely.
big Star Wars fans, right? Your whole family's. Yeah, you guys love
You
it.
know, we've only actually gone on that once, though. On
The Millennium Falcon.
Oh,
And that was like,
right.
it wasn't too long after it opened.
Yeah,
But we've only actually gone on it once because the kids are like, eh.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay. You know, I think it's
Choices have to be made.
what I love about it is I love the exterior. I think the exterior is cool. I love what it does to the land. Just seeing that, that is really, really cool. Okay. So
What about
Shane,
you, Cheryl?
yeah,
Wait,
go ahead.
I don't think we heard what your favorite role was.
Oh, so I definitely prefer to take a supporting actress role in that because I am not good with and then I feel bad that I'm messing up the whole experience for everybody else. So I'm like, I'm happy to take like the back seat.
I still don't actually know if up is up and down is down for the pilots. Like, I avoid that role at all costs.
That takes us to our last park, Epcot.
Epcot. What we
What'd
got
you
going
guys
on
think?
at Epcot?
We talked about the lounge already. But
Mhm.
there's only one other thing that I heard about. Test track.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well,
Refurbing.
they've certainly undergone their share of
Oh,
renovations, updates, new areas. So having the walls down for a while.
Yeah.
So have you been down since the left side obviously connect all that, but since Emma, were you there recently with
I was, yeah. And so all that green kind of wall fencing is down around that Communicore amphitheater kind of area. And it's really cool. The landscaping is done very well. They have a Walt statue with the photo pass opportunity. That was really cool. And it's a photo perfect, spot because you have these pillars of light that frame the Epcot ball, and with the new lighting during the fireworks and nighttime show, it all comes together really well. But then you look over at Test Track, those green fences have come up again. And you're like, gosh darn it, I thought we were done with these.
Almost,
but
2025 for Test Track.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they'll do with it. I know it's been reimagined several times over the years with different sponsors, but I think Chevy's sticking on with this new rendition, which will be exciting. Perhaps you'll be able to have new features in the car you design, or maybe they're going to do away with that altogether. Who knows? But definitely, I think the Communicore Plaza is awesome. The Encanto show that they do in that little amphitheater area. Kids love it. Adults love it. They have umbrellas in that area to provide some shade, but you can still get your dance on. And they've got some resting areas, which we know with like Creations and Connections, there's a little bit more seating, but there's more seating on that other side of the park as well.
Oh, we got another Disney fan sticking his head in.
Somebody's coming to the back there.
Kevin, what are you most excited about of all the new announcements from D23?
I guess cars.
The cars, yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah. It looks like it's gonna be thrilling. It's gonna be different than California.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, they have committed to something different. And we talked about it being in Frontierland and the pros and cons of that. So I think it's going to add a lot, and to have a nice, big, new, thrilling attraction. I mean, we just did Tron, right? But Tron was like a decade in the making, I think. And this one, hopefully, not so long. We talked about plug for. I know this is a D23, review. But Shane and I did go to Epic Universe Preview Center, and we did a video on that and our experience and how they used AR to get people really excited about, you can put your phone over all these things.
Has anybody else been there to see you haven't seen the Epic? Okay.
Yeah.
You got to watch our video then.
Okay, yeah.
For sure. And I think, and to bring it back to Disney, and Shane and I, we closed the video out with this sentiment. We both believe this. Universal doing that is good it's good for all of the theme park fans out there, because it really everyone will up their game and keep it competitive for the guests, right? For the guest dollars, for the guest visits. So yeah, Epic Universe, from the insider's scoop when you listen to some of these other podcasts, is, I guess, they have a lot of Disney, ex-Disney Imagineers who create it. Let's just call it what it is, right, Emma? You know that. They're the ones who create it, and I guess it's going to be phenomenal. And so we're looking forward to that too, at some point. But everyone's going to up their game, and we win. The guest is the winner when people and other companies invest and compete with each other. Anything else? I know we didn't get into the Disneyland announcements. Quite honestly, I didn't look at those as much.
Well, the only thing that I want to mention, and it's just because we are who we are, Michelle, we have exciting cruise line information.
Yes, they're like cranking those
dive, but
yeah, they're cranking them out, Shane. I think we need to do an episode on Disney Cruise Line, because Emma, you've been on a Disney cruise. Shane's been on several. I have not been on one, and every time I utter the sentence, every time I say it out loud, I'm like, why?
We're going on one in 2025.
We are going on the Disney Treasure.
We're going on the honeymoon.
Yeah, we're taking a honeymoon without the newlyweds. We are going on the Disney Treasure in October. We have made that commitment. So we've got our itinerary and we're doing it. And that will be my first experience. So I'm looking forward to that. Dreama, you guys are big cruise people, but I don't know have you done a Disney cruise? You have. Okay.
Yeah. And we will be, we're struggling because we really want to do Treasure, but we'll be taking the grandkids in 2026 on their first.
Okay.
Cruise.
So
we're not taking the littles on a 7-day cruise for the first.
Totally get that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll have fun researching that. But we've got the Disney Destiny is they just announced that's going to be out of Fort Lauderdale. And then they announced what's the other one? Is it the I was saying Adventure, but I'm making that up.
I don't have the list of them.
Anyway, it's going to be the big Asia ship.
Yeah, there's 4 ships that they announced.
So that's going to be, we'll do a whole Disney cruise, especially as we start to count down to our trip and get excited about that. Anything else to this group here that was announced? D23. We did talk movies. We could probably talk all night about all the different movies and the different properties that they're planning to put new content out.
How about we just go around the bend and say, what's you're most excited for? Cheryl?
Most excited for, I would say any of the changes at Magic Kingdom. I love Magic Kingdom, and I know we've had Tron and we just had the reimagining of Tiana's, but as far as like a new land, like that is really exciting to me.
Cool. Emma.
It may not be super related to all the announcements, but I do hope next D23 that you, Shane, and Michelle get invited to go. I would love to see you there.
Well,
Oh, thank you.
we have something in the works to make sure that we are getting on the list. So more to come.
We're working on it.
We are working on it. And at least we have, I believe it's every other year.
Right.
So we, it's hot on our radar. And we're determined to be there. The ideal would be to get on the list.
Yes.
Otherwise we'll just be going out as fans and covering it for sure. So
Dreama?
What about you, Dreama?
Probably villains.
The villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I want to see what they're going to do with it, like more concrete. But it's exciting and I think it's overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, do you have a favorite?
I do. Mine is the nighttime parade. I thought I think that Disney having a nighttime parade again. I love the theme of Disney Starlight. It's going to be beautiful. You just know it's going to go over the top. And I like the staying for a second parade and letting everybody who's in the fireworks filter out and just enjoy Magic Kingdom at night. And yeah, it's been a while. So that's my number one. Shane?
Yeah. I do like the villains and the cars. I agree with Cheryl, the stuff that's going to be happening and with the parade, things that are going to be happening at Magic Kingdom to make it a little bit more excited. But I totally agree with Emma. Like that may be a 2-day park then. Like we may have to really focus and, a 2-day there. So good thing we got annual passes and we live 2.5 hours away. That's all I have to say. So
no kidding.
Well, yeah.
No kidding.
I want to thank everybody for taking their time this evening and chit chat with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, we do, you guys. And for everyone watching, please comment, like, share. What are you looking forward to with all of the new announcements? We love to be in conversation with you. Please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. Shane and I are getting ready to hit our 200th video with our small mighty channel, and we welcome everybody to subscribe and just be part of the Take 10 family, Shane. So I think that's a wrap on D23 announcements. We're all excited. We're ready to go. We can't wait till the first thing opens next year. We got 2025 on the date on the calendar.
We do. All right, make all your moments magical, guys.
In Florida,
and beyond.
Yay! Bye.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
see you next time.